you guys already know we've been working on a table of contents. So someone tell me raise their hand, don't shut it out. What is a table of contents? Amelia.
It tells you where your pages is, so like if I had a chapter at page 100, I can't be flipping for years.
Yeah, so
That's what I said.
just like in the Sharks book that we looked at earlier, like if you wanted to know just about shark pups, you could go to that particular page. That way you don't have to read all that extra information if you just want to know about one thing.
Wait, we didn't go reading.
But you know what? You know something I've noticed? A lot of you said you were going to try out a table of contents, but when Miss Davis was talking to Landon the other day, he was trying to think of a topic to write about, and he thought of vehicles, and then she said, okay, Landon, well, tell me 5 things you know about it. Is that the way you usually plan your books? Like you pick a topic, and then you think out?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and Landon, he was pretty much creating a table of contents when he was doing that, because he said, Landon, can you go grab your book for me? Do you have it?
Yeah, there's a copy of it.
Yeah, because he said his book was about vehicles, and then he said there was going to be one about race cars, so that was his first chapter. And then he said trucks, so that was his second chapter. He did vans for his third chapter.
Airplanes.
Airplanes.
Those are just pages.
They are
Speedboats.
and speedboats.
No, and a bulldozer.
Oh, and the bulldozer. So it was all sorts of type of vehicles. So his book could have been his chapter book could have been vehicles, and then those 5 topics were his table of contents. Now we just need to learn how to add more information into them. But there's something else I noticed. You guys all know how to make a table of contents because you've already done it. Every time you find a topic and you find 5 things about that topic, you're creating a table of contents. Yes, Rose, thank you for raising your hand.
6.
Oh, well that's okay. Sometimes your books are longer and sometimes they're shorter, right? Because sometimes you have more ideas or more things to teach us in nonfiction books. Yeah. Jack C was kind enough to let me borrow, or Jack N was kind enough for let me to borrow his books. Does anyone know what Jack N is an expert on? Don't shout it out.
Hunting.
Hannah.
Hunting.
Hunting. And you know what he did though? He took these books, he wrote book 1, and it's how to build a tree stand. And book 2 is how to make a field for hunting. And then book 3 is how to go hunting.
You put all this together.
If you put all these, that's exactly right.
3 chapters.
So he has 3 chapters all about hunting.
I know that.
And he has tons of information in each chapter.
I know it all.
So instead of just 3 different separate books, our stapler will work.
I made it work.
Oh, you know what? Me and Jack N talked about this earlier, and I got the A-OK from him to use his work and make a book. One big book instead of small books. So what I would have done is, hey Abby Kate, can you grab me a pencil out of that caddy right there?
So doesn't that book have 15 pages?
It's a super long nonfiction or teaching book because he taught us all about. Thank you, Abby Kate. So instead of books, he could just write chapter. Do you see that? Give me a thumbs up if you understand what just happened. You got it? So he's making chapter book instead of just singular books.
Hey, what's this?
So I want us to try to work and do this together. Make our own table of contents and tell 5 ideas about one thing. Something that I think you guys know a whole lot about is the playground.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you agree? I appreciate that. I think you guys know all sorts of stuff you can do in the playground. So I want you to turn and talk to a partner about 5 things you can do on the playground.
Push something, go on the slide. I had nothing you We have 5.
Yeah.
Polish and
Oh, and what's the spinny thing? What's that called? I like that. Okay.
The field.
Oh.
Maybe.
1, 2, 3, turn back to me.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3, turn back to me.
Oh, and spider web.
Oh. Okay. Anyone want to raise their hand and share me what could be our first chapter about the playground? Blake, what do you think?
Football.
Oh, I should have known.
Yeah. Football on the black. Sometimes on the field. Miss Hope is going to get us. On the field, not on the field. That says football.
That says football.
Yeah. If they don't put it says football. You're not supposed to be on
I
here.
can't hear anybody else's good idea. Does someone have a good idea for chapter 2? Hannah, what do you think? What's something else we do on the playground? Monkey bars.
There's no monkey bars. Yes, there is.
Monkey.
No, last year there was.
I bet though that you can still teach me about what we do on the monkey bars when we had them. You think so?
But now we have the spider.
Oh.
We climb on them. But we still have the monkey bars. Yeah, where?
Oh, I'm hearing a ton of great ideas.
Where you can go in the middle, outside.
Laurel, is there something you like to do on the playground?
Yeah, Miss Davis learned a lot on the monkey
Laurel,
bars.
tell me what she likes to do on the playground because I hear all these other friends talking.
I like to do handstand and cardio.
Oh, okay. So maybe gymnastics. You can do gymnastics
And cartwheels.
and cartwheels.
You
Okay.
get hit in the head by doing that. But those are the same thing in gymnastics. Cartwheels and like handstands.
Hey, you know what? That's what we could talk about in that chapter.
You want handstands?
That's perfect. Not in our table of contents, maybe in just a little bit for our chapter. Thank you. Oh, Jackie, do you have an idea?
You can do basketball.
Basketball. So not just football, we can do basketball too.
There's like a basketball. And soccer. And soccer. Oh. And soccer ball.
Okay, so if I was planning my teaching book all about the playground, so I've already did football, monkey bars, gymnastics, basketball.
Soccer.
Who has another good idea? Hadley.
Spider web.
Spider web. Oh, is that the big
Dome. It's called
the
dome.
Okay, so what if we say,
Dome. Spider web.
so Jackson, I hear you saying it's called a dome. Do you think we do spider web / dome just to make sure everyone knows? Okay, I know there are tons of other things that we can do on the playground. And I know that you could make a long chapter book. But now I want us to, the new strategy I want us to learn today for writing is taking our one chapter and listing 5 things about it. That way we can make our chapters long. So we can start writing chapter books in longer books. So we need to choose, we're going to choose just one of these and we're going to think of 5 things that we can write about on that chapter. Oh, I know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can.
One book of football, one book of monkey bars, one book of gymnastics, one book
you
of
think you could-
basketball, one book of
You can teach us all
spider
those
web,
things.
and,
Yeah.
and it's 5, and then I staple it together.
Yes, that's basically what you're doing. And then your book could be all about playgrounds, but it would be chapters instead of just one book. Yeah. Okay, so if we were going to write all about, what's something that we all know? I think we all play on the spider web or the dome.
No.
No? We can't all.
There's the swing.
The swing. Okay, but
Football. Watch your hand.
these,
What about LOL?
from these 5 ideas, we're going to choose just one, and we're going to list 5 things about it.
We have
Because we're planning. Okay, so if we picked football, someone.
6 chapters. Can we do
Oh, but we're just doing. You in your book, you can have as many chapters as you want. If you can teach us all sorts of things. But in this book, we're teaching about the playground, and we're teaching about these 5 things. So we're going to take one thing and expand upon it and make it longer.
Whatever we want to write about.
Today, we're still writing teaching books.
I know.
So you're going to write about your book. I'm just giving an example. I'm trying to show you.
I have to write something that's really
No, we're just giving an example. We're just learning how to make our books longer. So Rose, could you tell me one thing that I need to know about football?